This is a real interview, translated into English. You can find the original story via the link in the description. I moved to Germany when I was about 17 years old. At that time, I came here with my family. And today, I live in Germany and study and work here. I have been in Germany for about 5 years, maybe a little more. The idea of moving did not appear suddenly. It started quite early, around the 6th or 7th grade at school. I studied at a school with intensive foreign language learning. We learned not only English, but also German. When I began learning German, my parents started to push me a bit and said that if I was studying the language, I should use this opportunity seriously and think about studying abroad. Germany looked like a very good option. Education at public universities is almost free, and that made a huge difference for us. It felt like a real chance to move to another country and build a future there. Because of this, I continued learning German throughout school. I studied it in class, and later, I also went to extra language courses. I attended courses at the Goethe Institute, which exists in many cities, including Moscow and St. Petersburg. These courses helped me a lot and gave me a strong base in the language. So, the decision to move to Germany was not random. It was the result of many years of language learning, support from my parents, and the understanding that Germany could give me both education and long-term opportunities. After finishing school, I still had one more step before university. In Germany, school education lasts 12 years, so I needed to complete an extra year to match the system. Because of that, I first focused on preparation rather than going straight to university. I came to Hamburg for 3 months to study German more intensively. It was a language course for foreigners, and it was very intense. We studied almost every day from morning until early afternoon, usually from around 8 a.m. to 1 or 2 p.m. After a short break, we often continued again in the evening for a couple more hours. Those 3 months helped me a lot, not only with the language, but also with getting used to life in Germany. After that, I entered a Studienkolleg. This is a special college that prepares foreign students for German universities. Germans themselves do not study there, only international students. I studied there for about 1.5 years. At the end, I had to pass a final exam. This exam is mandatory for everyone who wants to study at a German university, but is not a citizen of the European Union. Because of some mistakes and timing issues, I lost about a year to a year and a half in total. Still, when I finally passed the exam, I did it quite well. My average grade was around 1.3. In Germany, the grading system is different. 1.0 is the best possible grade, so 1.3 is considered very strong and quite rare. This grade later became very important for my future studies. Overall, this period was not easy, but it was necessary. It helped me adapt to the German education system, improve my language skills, and prepare mentally for university life. Living and studying in Germany is not free, but it is much more affordable compared to many other countries. Education itself at public institutions is mostly free. You do not pay tuition fees like in the US or the UK, but you still have regular living expenses. If you study at a paid Studienkolleg, the cost can be around 4,000 to 5,000 euros per year. Free Studienkollegs also exist, but it is very hard to get into them because the competition is high. I was lucky to study for free, but it took a lot of effort and good grades to get a place. For accommodation, prices depend a lot on the city. In smaller or less wealthy cities, A room in a dormitory can cost around 150 to 250 euros per month. In big and expensive cities like Munich, the same room can easily cost 400 to 500 euros per month, sometimes even more. Shared apartments are also common and cost about the same. Food prices are reasonable. I would say they are similar to Moscow, or even a bit lower. You can buy good quality products, including meat and vegetables, for a normal price. If you cook at home, you can live quite cheaply. On top of that, students usually pay a semester fee, around 200 to 300 euros, which often includes a public transport ticket. This makes transport much easier and cheaper. Overall, if you plan carefully, it is possible to live as a student in Germany on a moderate budget. It is not luxury life, but it is comfortable and realistic. Studienkolleg is a preparatory college for foreign students who want to enter a German university. Germans do not study there. It is only for international students. The goal is to bring your education level to the German standard and prepare you for university studies. There are usually three main programs. The first one is technical, for people who want to study engineering or technical subjects. The second one is medical, for those who plan to study medicine or biology-related fields. The third one is economic, for economics and business. You choose one program, finish it, and then apply to a university in the same direction. The level of difficulty depends on the program. Technical and medical programs are the hardest. In my case, I studied in the technical program, and we had subjects like math, physics, and German. Medical students usually have biology instead of physics. The economic program is considered the easiest, which is why many students choose it. But later, it can be harder to find a job because the competition is high. Studying at Studienkolleg is not easy. At first, everything may look simple, but exams are tough. In some places, 60 to 70% of students fail exams. There is also a strict rule. Usually, you have only 2 attempts to pass an exam. If you fail twice, you are expelled and cannot continue in that field in Germany. Because of this, many students drop out. From my experience, by the end of the program, only about 40 to 60% of students remain, especially in technical fields. You need discipline, good time management, and strong motivation to finish Studienkolleg and move on to university. After finishing Studienkolleg and passing the final exams, I was able to apply to a German university. At that moment, my grades were good enough, so I had several options. In Germany, admission strongly depends on your final average grade, and different majors have very different requirements. I entered a technical university and chose a technical major. At first, I actually made a mistake with my choice. I applied to a field that was not fully technical, even though engineering suited me better. After some time, I understood that this was not my path, and I changed my major to the one I originally wanted. In Germany, this is possible, but it costs time and energy. University life in Germany is very different from school. No one controls you. Attendance at lectures is often optional, and you are fully responsible for your results. This freedom is dangerous at the beginning. If you relax too much, you can easily fail exams and even be expelled. The first semesters are the hardest. Many students underestimate the difficulty, especially in technical fields. Exams are serious, and professors expect you to study independently. In my university, a large number of students dropped out in the first years. From my observation, only about 40% of students reach the later semesters in technical majors. Choosing the right major is extremely important. If you choose something just because it seems easier, you may regret it later. It is better to choose a field that really fits your skills and interests, because university in Germany requires long-term focus and discipline. While studying in Germany, I also worked part-time. For many students, this is not just an option, but a necessity. Living costs exist even if tuition is free, so you need money for rent, food, transport, and daily life. At first, it was not easy to find a job. Everything depends on your level of German, your resume, and how active you are. I sent out many applications and got a lot of rejections. This is normal. In my case, it took dozens of applications before I finally got a job. Most students start with simple jobs: supermarkets, cafes, warehouses, or fast food places. These jobs are not very well paid, but they help you survive and become more independent. Later, if your German improves and you gain experience, you can find better jobs, sometimes even related to your field of study. Legally, students can work a limited number of hours per week. If you stay within these limits, everything is fine. With a normal student job, you can earn around 450 to 800 euros per month, and sometimes more, depending on the job and hours. After some time, it becomes possible to live almost fully on your own income. This gives you confidence and freedom. But it is important to understand that combining work and study is hard. You need good time management, discipline, and clear priorities. If you focus too much on work, your studies can suffer. For me, working while studying was an important part of my life in Germany. It taught me responsibility, patience, and independence. And it helped me adapt faster to life in a new country. Student life in Germany looks very free at first. Nobody forces you to attend lectures, nobody checks you every day, and you feel like you can fully control your time. In the beginning, this feels easy and relaxed, especially after school. But this freedom is also dangerous. Many students underestimate the system. Exams in German universities are often very hard, and the failure rate can be very high. In some programs, 60 to 70% of students fail exams, especially in technical fields. Usually, you have only 2 attempts to pass an exam. If you fail both, you can be expelled from the university, sometimes even from the same program, in all of Germany. Because of this, many students drop out. This happens a lot in the first semesters. Some people stop studying because they are not disciplined enough. Others, because they focus too much on work. And some simply realize that the chosen field is not for them. This is especially common among students who feel too much freedom and lose control. Study groups form naturally over time. You meet people in lectures, seminars, libraries, or during group homework. If you are open and not shy, it is easy to find classmates to study with. Working in small groups helps a lot, especially for difficult subjects like math or physics. From my experience, in technical programs, only about 40 to 60% of students stay until the later semesters, and this number can still go down. This is normal in Germany and not considered a failure. The system is strict but fair. The most important thing is discipline. If you treat your studies seriously from the beginning, manage your time well, and don't underestimate exams, you can survive and succeed in the German university system. If I had to give advice to people who want to come to Germany to study and work, the first thing I would say is prepare yourself early. Don't come here thinking everything will be easy just because education is cheap or almost free. The system gives you a lot of freedom, but with that freedom comes a lot of responsibility. I strongly recommend working on your German language as much as possible before coming. German is the key to everything here: studies, work, documents, and daily life. English helps, but without German, you will always feel limited. Another important thing is to find a job as early as you can. Even a simple student job helps you become more independent and understand how life works here. Over time, it is realistic to reach self-support, especially if you already study at a university and have some experience. You also need to be disciplined. At first, it may feel like nobody controls you, but exams are strict and mistakes are expensive. If you relax too much, you can fail very quickly. It's better to limit yourself at the beginning and focus on studies and language. And finally, don't expect Germany to solve all your problems automatically. A lot depends on you: how you plan your time, how motivated you are, and how seriously you take your goals. If you stay focused, Germany can give you very good opportunities, but only if you are ready to work for them. Looking back, I can say that moving to Germany and studying here was a difficult but very valuable experience. It taught me independence, discipline, and responsibility. Nothing was easy at the beginning, especially the language, the system, and the pressure of exams. But step by step, I learned how everything works. Germany gives you many opportunities, but it does not guide you by the hand. You are free, and because of that, you must be organized and motivated. If you work on your language, take your studies seriously, and don't waste time, you can build a good future here. For me, this path was worth it. I learned a lot, not only academically, but also personally. This experience changed the way I think and plan my life, and I believe it will help me in the long run, no matter where I end up in the future. My name is Artyom, and I've done around 2,000 interviews with people who moved to completely different countries. I hope you enjoyed this story, and that it maybe helped you improve your English. Don't forget to subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments.